All right, we got McCurry, head coach Mike DeGeorge, Trevor Baskin with a 74-55 final tonight. Combined with a Fort Lewis loss, you guys are RMAC regular season champs. Congratulations. Coach, we'll start with you. Just opening statement, your thoughts on tonight.
Yeah, it was a great night to honor our seniors, and I thought they came up big. And, and then you got to give Western a ton of credit. They're just really a gritty team and fought us every step of the way and made us earn it for the full 40 minutes. And just proud of the way the guys kept competing and not getting frustrated, and they found a way to get it done.
Trevor, we'll go to you first. Another big game for you, 18-8, 3 blocks. This is a Western team that is kind of the opposite of you guys. They love to slow it down and make you play in the half court, and it seemed like getting the ball inside to you is a key part of the plan today. Just talk about that and about your performance tonight.
Western does a really good job of running their plays and running their sets, so they make you defend for all of the shot clock, and it's tough to do. And there's definitely some times where I drop the ball every once in a while on a defensive assignment, so I gotta work on that. And defensively or on offense, they were switching every on-ball screen, every action, so they were just trying to keep us from getting downhill and into the paint. So they were leaving us isolated in the block, and sometimes there would be smaller guards, and I just tried to make the right play, and sometimes they would leave me on an island.
Mick, for you, you ended the night 3 for 6 from deep, and you guys are a team that shoots a lot of threes normally, but not so much tonight. You guys only made 4, but you made 3 of them. I mean, just talk about how the offense sort of came to you with you getting those looks from the perimeter. That's maybe different than some other games this season, but it just sort of found you that way.
I just got to give a lot of credit to my teammates. When they push the ball in transition and they all load to when Christopher Speller, Trevor Baskin, and it makes it pretty easy when they double the ball like that for me, just be trailing the play. And, they happened to find me, and I happened to knock them down tonight. So it's just – honestly, they didn't feel good, but they went in, so we'll take it.
All right, questions?
I say, Coach, you were, concentrating on your game, but obviously trying to kind of figure out what was going on elsewhere in the state. And then, guys, with 2 minutes left, you heard kind of what was going on in Golden, and that timeout was a little more of a celebration than most. I mean, was it hard to keep focus on the task at hand at times tonight?
I would say that Trevor and I have a similar kind of mindset on stuff. It's like we kind of like having a lot of information, so I kind of like knowing that stuff. Some guys it's distracting too. For me, it's just kind of I'm able to shift back and forth and be able to compartmentalize stuff. So I wanted to know what was going on, and I didn't think it took me away from what else I was doing. But so I don't know. You got anything to say for that or not?
No, not really.
Okay.
I asked at half.
Go ahead.
I asked what the score was at halftime, and I probably shouldn't have, even though we were only up 4, so we had our own task at hand. And then I didn't realize until I asked Keegan when we were up 18 or something, a minute 30 left, and it was just for a split second, just out of curiosity, and then right back into the game, and then I thought we finished the game out well. But yeah, so it's just kind of just wanted to know. I don't like being out of the loop sometimes, so.
You are the guy who has to know what's going on. It seems like.
Yeah. I don't like being out of the loop on stuff like that.
No, we've asked Coach what happened. I don't know. I'll ask Trevor. He'll figure it out. He'll know. But Mick, the back-to-back threes that you made tonight just looked like it gave you guys that breathing room and that jolt you really kind of needed to kind of put Western away. And you've done that time and time again in your career, but just. The moment just doesn't ever seem too big for anybody on this team.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like we just have built like this championship DNA like under Coach DeGeorge, and we've all been poised in big moments before and hit big shots. And so I just feel like no one's afraid of that big moment on the team. We know it's going to take some of those big time shots and those big time moments to do what we want to do this year. So
I know you guys have had your share of conference titles, but these are out there. There's not one that's more important than the other or more special, but this one kind of seemed very special to this group. Was it just anything in particular? Or?
Well, I think you start to – well, first off, let's just talk about Mick for a second. His first year he was here, he didn't get to be there to turn you. Was it what was it the first year? Mono, or was that second year?
We went. I didn't
Or-
travel.
Okay,
I
so you
wasn't
didn't
at-
travel.
yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
make the travel group.
Yeah.
Then the second year he was sick, so he didn't get to be there,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You know, and so it's just, and then he was, he was out for a year with an injury. So when you start thinking about, what he's been through, what Sam's been through, what Ethan's been through, and then the journey with this group of four-year guys too, just all the things we've been through. And, my hope is that it's not coming to an end for all of them. We'd like to have a group back from the guys who went through senior night tonight, if that's what's in their best interest. But you do start to have this sense of finality about it, and you're just appreciative that you get to work with these guys and just how special they are. And I think the longer you're together, the more meaningful it is. And so it's just been really impactful for me. And I was definitely trying not to get emotional tonight, because I am feeling this in a way that's different than other years have been. So I don't know, you got anything to add to that? Or
No, definitely. I mean, freshman year we won, but no one was there, so we didn't really get to experience like the atmosphere around it as much. And then sophomore year we didn't win, and we were watching people cut down the nets in Lubbock with Black Hills, and then Fort Lewis at our gym last year. So I mean, I think like being able to have like family and being able to see them after the game, like my grandma made it down, aunt and uncle, just like a lot of family, cousin I haven't seen in ever. So it was cool just to see just family in the community. But yeah, job's not finished. But yeah, it was a cool moment, definitely.
I'll start with you, Mick. I know you said they didn't feel good tonight, but I mean, you've been playing with a lot of confidence recently. You saw the and one last week against MSU Denver, got Trevor all hyped up, the whole bench hyped up. If you just want to talk about your role moving forward, I know we got an injury, but you've been stepping up, and besides the threes, you've been hitting the glass. You got 4 offensive rebounds a night. Talk about the development of your game late in the season.
To be honest, I just feel like I've been around this group for a really long time, and I know it's being asked of me on a day-to-day basis. And with Matt going down, we need some people to step up. And I know it's not just on my shoulders, but all of us to kind of bring that edge every night. And I feel like that's what I try to bring to the table. Not so much offense or rebounds or whatever, just kind of toughness and talking and keeping us together as a team on the court. Because that's what Matt did such a good job of for us over the course of the last 4 years, and then defensive player of the year and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And then you, Coach, kind of follow up what you were just saying about the senior class. I mean, I haven't been here that long, but it seems like these guys, the senior class, has kind of changed the expectation of Mesa basketball. Last 2 years, it's just been utterly dominant. Just talk about what this group has been able to do to kind of change the expectation around here.
Well, yeah, I think they just really believe, and they played at a high level, and expectations follow that. And then they're just so committed to each other and committed to doing what's asked of them. It's just really been, a special group. Part of it is I love them, so it'll be hard when they leave. But they also, are special in terms of their approach too, and that makes your job way easier as a coach when you got guys just really dialed in, trying to do what's being asked of them. So we'll miss them for lots of reasons, but again, we still got some work to do here. So.
And then a question for you, Trevor. Just after the Fort Lewis loss, what was kind of the message? I mean, afterwards, it was a bunch of dominant wins, and then closing out on a very tough road trip, getting 3 wins there. So what was the focus, kind of keeping the same mentality that it's possible to win this conference still?
I mean, I don't even know if we necessarily. I mean, we understood that the task at hand, which is to win games, and I mean, we didn't really have any time to like really soak up the loss, because we understood that we still had a lot of work to do, and if we dwell on that one loss against Fort Lewis at home, then we could drop 2 or 3 more games. So I mean, it was a really quick, response from the team, and another level of focus that we had. And I mean, we played well against Mines and Metro at home, and then we had probably the toughest road trip of the year with 3 straight games in different states, and then a tough game tonight. So I think it was kind of just time to we all had the sense of we needed to buckle down and just put our head down and just keep moving forward, kind of. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and then for you, during that stretch, I mean, all season you've been playing great, but even the last stretch has been out of this world. If you want to talk about kind of, does it feel like the page is turning, like you're starting to become one of the players you thought you'd be in the beginning of the season?
I mean, I think I'm starting to understand my role in the offense a little bit better, and I think I'm doing a better job of not forcing right now and understanding when doubles are coming and trying to make the right play. Earlier on in the season, I would get a little more frustrated and try to have the game go at the game rather than have the game come to me. And now I'm just trying to take what the defense gives me, and if they fan out, I'll try to score, and if not, I'll find the open man. But yeah.
Obviously, real quick, the conference tournament coming up. I mean, there are no bad teams anymore, and I don't know if there's really a bad team all year. You know, every night was kind of a fight. But knowing you hosted last year, you saw somebody else cutting the nets down. Has that kind of stuck with you guys throughout this year and kind of driven you toward next week?
For me personally, yeah, I watched it happen, and as someone who's just kind of grown in their role throughout this year, like I definitely want to go and make a statement. I just feel like it's been something that has been motivating me for ever since I watched that happen. I mean, I definitely took it personally, Zarnet, and I want to cut it down this year. You know, you get paid for 82.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it was pretty sickening seeing Fort Lewis cut down our nets. And I mean, we got to understand that every game is going to be a battle from here on out. And it's, I mean, everyone's season, all these other teams are fighting for their seasons at this point. And yeah, I mean, we didn't give our best showing last year, so I think it's going to be a heightened level of focus for this game Tuesday. And then if we win, then that game on Friday or whatever it is. And then, yeah, just, I mean, it's really just survive and advance at this point. And we don't want to have a letdown like we did in the semifinals last year. But, yeah, so I think we're going to be ultra focused.